Hello, I am Wanderer001, and this is my review of the Coleman 54 quart steel belted cooler. Now, this is my first personal Coleman cooler. However, my parents have had a Coleman cooler for as long as I've been camping, so 25 plus years, and I'll be comparing this particular, their newest variant, to their 25 plus year old Coleman 54 quart cooler, which I'll bring on camera a little later. Right now we're looking at the current variant. This is the 2017-ish version. What you get with the 2017 version is a cooler that is 18.9 pounds, so you figure like 19 pounds. You have a length of 22 and a half with a height of 16 and a half and a depth, if we turn this sideways here, depth of 13 and a half. Now, the cooler itself is steel belted up on top, but it is plastic on the bottom. The top is also metal, which is nice. All the steel parts are supposed to be rust resistant. Now, compared to the older version, this is actually textured as well as the top, so it gives a little bit of not totally flat surface, so take that what it is. Speaking of, I know when I was a kid, I used to sit on top of the cooler. I still kind of do that with this one. So you can think of it as being able to hold up to 150 pounds. Wouldn't recommend doing it all the time, but you can. Now, let's take a look at the bottom here really quick. Like I said, it is a plastic construction. You have the grating there, so you will scratch that up quite a bit depending on where you drag this. Now, one of the cons of this particular type of cooler is that it does not have wheels, so you will have to use the handles on the side to drag it around. Now, if you're the cooler bearer, or like I was when I was a kid, this gets kind of heavy once it's full, so you might need two people if you're younger. A grown adult, this should be no problem. So let's take a quick look at the side handles that I was talking about. These are stainless steel construction with rubberized grips, so when you drop them, they don't make a lot of noise, and unlike what I'll show you later, I do enjoy the fact that these aren't these weird inverting handles. You go up, they hold up, that's where you're stopping. Now, the locking mechanism right here, just twist it, open it up, right there. This is a little different than the one I had in the past, where that was kind of a claw. This is more of a steel bullet that sits in your top portion here. Again, plastic to cover up all the mechanisms, but it is easy to disassemble that top portion there in order to take a look at the locking mechanism if you needed to. Now I'm going to back that up a little bit, and you will notice over here there are some scratches now. Those are actually battle scars that it just got during the recording, so just note that if it lands on asphalt, it will get scratched up. However, not really dinged up all that much. It just scratched the black paint off. The bottom here has a bit of an abrasion now too. But again, it holds up to the testament of it falling out of the back of my car and being perfectly fine. Alright, taking a quick look inside, it is a bit difficult to see because of the shadows. However, you are looking at interior dimensions of 18.5 in length, 10.5 width, and having a usable height of 10 inches. Now I say usable because you have this lip right here, which you can have racks on, so you don't want to stack it that high. Now they say it's supposed to be able to hold 85 canned beverages. Now here you'll see an image of 4 12-pack sodas inside here, and not that much space, so I'm not entirely sure how you get 85 cans plus ice in here. So I don't know. Coming down to the bottom here, this is something that I do appreciate over my parents' one, which is having trouble focusing, but there is a channel in there to help lead the water towards the spigot, but the spigot I have complaints about. Top of the cooler there doesn't look too bad. I do like this. They've increased the channel lip, so when you actually close it, more of that lip sits inside the cooler. And there's a top view of the cooler, so it'll lock in that cold temperature. Alright, so different location, but did forget to mention about here's the back of the steel wrapping here. More plastic, but the hinges themselves, as compared to the older model, these were plastic, cat not included, but she's back there. Try and pay attention. The hinges are not plastic like they were on the original model. This piece here used to wear out a lot on the older model. That's the only problem that I had with the older model. But if we look at it from the side here, when we open it up, there's that little stopgap right there, which will actually prevent the cooler lid from flopping all the way open. Now, these are really easy to replace. You just unscrew them and you can get a new one, put them back on, if for whatever reason they break. Alright, so here you can see it next to its 25-year-old cousin here. Now, what I was talking about with the handles on the old one, these just kind of twist around and flip. I hated these when I was younger. The handles on this one go straight up and down and they don't move at all. Now, where I did say that they skimped with the new version versus the old version is the water plug. On this one, once you pick up the water plug, it's this hinged mechanism, so it stays put and the water just drips out and you don't have to get wet. On this one, the new version, it's just a little latch, so you can see it kind of flopping around there. So if you get a full stream of water coming out of this guy, you're gonna get splashed because it's gonna hit the cap here. Come on, Coleman, what's up with that? This is 25 years old and it has a better mechanism that I personally have seen hold up to time much better than presumably this is. This will fall off, I'm assuming, after, you know, a couple of years, but still, 25 plus years and still there, probably not going to last as long. And it's just a little gripe, but come on. The new Coleman 54 quart steel belted cooler here comes in several colors, which I will link below, most of which will change the price of this. Give or take like $5 or $10. The only one that was really weird was the turquoise color. Apparently it comes with a bottle cap, it's retro, so it's more expensive, like a lot more expensive. So, speaking of price, how much are you looking to pay for this cooler? Well, depending on sales, you can get it anywhere from $83 to $65. Now, I'm not doing any like ice tests for you, mainly because one, it depends basically on where you keep the cooler, what temperature is it out, so there's too many variables to tell you how good of a cooler this is. Just know, it is better than your dollar store cooler, so you get what you pay for. Your ice will last much longer than in something like that. So if you're willing to spend a little extra money, I would highly suggest taking a look at the Coleman 54 quart steel belted cooler here. I know it's a bit of a jump in price to pay for something like this, but it's well worth it. And if that 25-year-old plus cooler is any indication as to how long this is going to last, it's well worth the investment. I have been Wanderer 001. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the area below. And as always, thanks for watching.